In the upper right, we have our Protoss player. He has to turn this series around. He is
MVP Super.
And in the upper left, our Terran player.
Samsung Galaxy Con Reality.
I like Reality's hair, man. Don't know what it is about it.
You like the part like that in the hair?
I don't know, it's just the way it's styled, the light.
You haven't talked about my hair, Wolf. I got a haircut.
Yeah, it's actually pretty good.
Really good.
I noticed it.
I didn't have time to get it recolored though when I got it. So I have it's like a little bit darker on the top.
Are you gonna get it recolored soon?
I think I am.
Maybe we could go together. So I'm thinking about coloring my hair.
You gonna color your hair, Wolf? What color are you gonna make your hair?
Might be dark again.
Dark?
Yeah. Not necessarily black, but like maybe a dark brown.
Dark brown?
Yeah. Like on the.
Oh, don't do dark brown, man.
What's the problem with dark brown?
There's lots of problems with dark brown. First of all, there's lots of people with. I do like the jet black, like, you know, right when I walk out of the, you know, salon, they go, rock and roll taste, this music comes on, like I'm. No,
like
I
you're
don't
actually
know.
the newest member of KISS, like.
Yeah, man.
Oh, what were you gonna say?
And I wear all black. No, I know I don't do dark brown. I don't normally have opinions like on stuff like this, but I would say, I don't know.
Well, okay.
What color is your hair normally?
The color it is now, which is like dirty blonde.
Dirty blonde.
Yeah. I don't know. I've given a lot of thought to red, but I'm just a bit scared about it.
I've done red before.
Yeah, I've seen your red hair.
Oh, I've done also. That's like pink. I think you've seen like bright red. I was assuming you meant like kind of a dark red.
Yeah, I did.
Like kind of cranberry, if you will.
Yeah, a bit
little bit darker than this Terran's base over here.
Wow, you and I are on the same wavelength. On
yeah.
Literally, I was about to say. Yeah. I was a bit darker than that.
We got the core finishing and an expansion coming up now. And I would say so far this game's actually looking kind of like the Reality SOS series that we had starting out. These guys both going back to, well, it was Reality really going back to his roots, Super going back to a pretty standard build like what SOS opened up with.
Yeah. So
reactor here and an engineering bay.
Yeah, let's just kind of slowly take a look at what Super wants to do here. Because after game number 1, he takes a lead. This is a pretty good map for Protoss versus Terran. I mean, it's like really balanced, so he doesn't have to be feeling like, okay, it's a Terran map now. He's just saying, okay, just relax. I think he's going to take a very safe stance here, although he has often been aggressive today in some of these other series. I feel like this is the one where he's just going to sit back. I think he's going to actually just add a robo, get an observer out, and see what Reality's doing first. Get vision on that early +1 here. There's the robo so far, aligning with what I'm thinking.
Yeah. There's always a possibility. We are going to see an aggressive build here, but the mass observers is also a possibility. I would say don't go mass observers against Reality here. With the timings he's done before.
Yeah, I think just one SC or one observer is all you're going to need, and if you lose it, then just try to rely on hallucination scouts after that.
Okay, here's the mothership core, the tech lab coming down now.
Yeah, an old school 2 racks here with +1. It really leads itself into early aggression followed up by timings.
Okay, the Robo Bay is almost done. This is where I'm really interested in seeing what the play is. Is it an Immortal? Is he going to get observers? Immortal.
Oh,
okay.
Wow. I did not expect this, man.
Yeah.
Whoa, he's doing it.
Okay, so yeah, he's going to go. He's actually doing the build that SOS used to beat Reality earlier. But keep in mind, that build was done on a different map. That was done on a map with a rock entrance.
Yeah, it's a map that's almost seems designed for a push like that. It's very well.
Now
it works for the map very well.
We got to see though. I mean, maybe let's see how many more Immortals. No, you know what? He's not going to do it. He's going to get the Observer.
Interesting.
He's not going to get a bunch of Immortals at least right away. Did we have an Observer? I'm trying to go back to that first game. I don't believe we had an Observer in the first build. He's got 2 more gases coming here, so this lends itself to me to be more of a techie build, but we'll have to see.
Well, after that probe dies, That gets a bit awkward.
Okay,
yeah,
he goes for the 2-base Colossus play.
Yeah, because
this is what SOS did in game number 2 against Reality.
When the Observer dies, or rather when the Probe dies, you're just kind of like, well, this probably isn't going to work. By the way, I just want to point out that Reality is checking everything. He's leaving nothing to chance here before he drops that third base. He wants to make sure there's no chance that this is scouted at all.
It's a pretty gutsy move to make your command center over there. Okay, so talking about the builds here again. This is the second build SOS used to smack down Reality. I got to say, it's not a bad idea. Maybe with a later third here, just powering up. But Reality's play here to take the third in the location of the third instead of floating it and making an orbital there, landing mules.
Yeah.
This might pan out a little bit differently.
It certainly could.
We have the 2 forges almost done here. The Thermal Lance is coming. The stem is about to finish. And he hasn't actually gotten, I believe, a glimpse of this third base yet. And is he not going to go by there? Looks like he wants to check and see if there's an army out here or anything else. By the way, guys, not common for Terrence to just put the command center down there.
That's so greedy. It's so easy to punish that.
Incredibly greedy. But Super joke might be on him here. He hasn't checked at all. And it may look to him like this is just a 2-basing Terran.
Yeah. That's probably what he's
just a powering Terran.
He's actually adding cannons right now.
Oh. Well, with the cannons here, he's probably expecting to drop. By the way, Terran just moving out here. Probably not going to commit to anything.
Just wants to keep Super in a defensive stance so that he keeps having this idea that he's on 2 bases being aggressive.
Checking into that base there for Reality, you would think Super would probably
have
a pretty good
weird,
idea.
Yeah.
He's like, okay, he's making a bunch of barracks, but he didn't check. He didn't check the third.
Now he's checking.
Is he going?
Yeah.
Okay, so he's going to see it now. Okay, so he says, okay, he's got a third. Now this is going to be an oh my god moment for Super because he's got 2 forges. Now, 1-1's going to be done, but normally you have 2 forges and you have a bunch of cannons in your base defending. You're not going to be able to push out and attack. Granted, Terran probably can't counterattack into your
cannons,
your cannons, yeah, but
I think he might actually decide to be aggressive here, add a few gates with his 1-1 finishing. He doesn't have to be an all-in. He just poke, start 2-2, leave a few units at home to shut down the drops. He has those cannons to help out, like you mentioned. I think moving out here wouldn't be a bad choice. He's got
I got to give this game to, the way it's looking so far, give this game to Reality. I mean, is he going to get the +1 attack again here, or is he just going to stay on 1 forge here and just get armor? I mean, this is kind of a weird spot. You can't just keep powering up your 2-base army against a 3-base Terran. The Terran just has more stuff. Your upgrades don't pay off if your units are way inadequate in number. Okay, he does get attack and armor here, and he's going to have to get a Nexus here too. This is, as you can see, already giving Terran a pretty good supply lead, about 25 supply ahead here.
Yeah.
And it's going to get higher and higher now because he's landing mules like crazy at that third base. There it is.
I think he might want to just kind of take this third base, talking about Super, take this third base, use those new gates he's adding, and continue to chrono boost always on his forges, and then add a Templar Archive and go Storm, and then if he can defend some pushes with that maxed out Terran.
Gosh, but for me, I look at that and I think, like, what about an SCV pull?
Yeah, that's the scary timing. That's why I think he needs to add that bay, or rather the archive, like right away.
I would almost say stay back and just power on 3. I don't know, man. This is a tough one because this game's a lot weirder than some of the other PBTs we've cast.
Yeah, it's very strange.
So, I mean, let's see here. Terran is going to max out sooner. It's 130 to nearly 160 when the next round is remade here. And you see Terran is pushing out. Now, remember, when Terran pushes out into the center of the map like this, they don't really have to attack in if they don't want to. They can pick up and run around if they feel that Protoss is not in a good spot. SCVs are pulled.
All right, here we go. This is a great timing here. 2-2 will be finished, though.
Now, remember, no Storm.
And only 4 sentries for 4 shields, and there's not a lot of terrain to work with here.
That 2-2 just now gets done. Like, my God, at the last second.
He can use 2 Time Warps, or he can use a Nexus Cannon. I think Time Warp's going to be the right choice here. Actually decides to use the Nexus Cannon. Here's 1 Time Warp, but...
Oh, that was not a good Time Warp.
No, it was not.
No, that was not that Time Warp was not going to benefit him. He actually is skipping this.
All right, he needs to actually go up and engage. Spams Guardian Shield here. Probes are being pulled. And here we go. The Colossi not able to do a lot of damage before the Vikings target them down.
The Immortals are coming here hitting these Marauders. The last Colossus does go down. There's just too much Terran, I believe, unless the Zealots come in next. GG. And they do not. There we go, GG.
Going to game 3?
Yep, nicely done. I mean, let's go back. I like the opening build here for Super. Super didn't know about the third base. Super was actually powering on 2 forges.
Yeah.
I mean, it was pretty much done when he found that expansion so late, tried to take his own third base. That was like an easy win there for Reality.
Just a bit greedy, of a third base that was not scouted. He didn't even try to scout it. No, it was like beyond his thought process. Like he just wasn't thinking about it.
It was really weird to go back to because the Observer would do there. He should know how many barracks are there.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. You and I were on the same page there. When he came back, he saw the barracks coming. I think it was just like, oh, you didn't have these all along? Maybe he thought they were built somewhere else, like at the natural or like further into the main, but
I don't know. I gotta say, a kind of sloppy game from Super. Taking a little page out of SOS's playbook there in game number 2. I don't think we're gonna see either that build or the last build from SOS used by Super here in game number 3. King Sage on Station is the pick. Reality has been either winning with SCV pulls or winning with great medevac play.
Yeah, and
whoa, look out, Super.
You gotta wear those, man.
All right, putting the headsets back on.
I feel like we're going to see a macro game out of Super here again. I really feel like that's what his plan's going to be. But he's got to scout diligently for those third bases. He needs to just be a little bit more active with his Observer, I think.
I cannot agree more. We are going to go into our final game here for Group I. A Protoss and the Terran remain Super and Reality, who will move on. Let's find out.